I love baseball.
Baseball, baseball.
94.5 The Peak presents Wasatch Wasps Baseball on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. This broadcast is powered by Guild Mortgage, Dairy King, CarQuest Auto Parts, Physical at the Fit Stop, Wasatch Back Flooring, Napa Wasatch Auto Parts, Heber City Point S, Dorius Dental, and Bank of Utah.
Baseball.
The guy on first.
Who?
The first base.
Who?
The guy playing
Who
first.
is on first?
I'm asking you.
Now let's go live to the Diamond for play-by-play coverage of Wasatch Wasp Baseball on 94.5 The Peak.
Good morning and welcome to the ballpark. Game 3 of the 4-game set. The Wasatch is set to play down here at Desert Hills. Come in 1-1 in the tournament, 4-2 on the season after a 10-run victory against Richfield. Played what could be the most fun game of the season so far as they fall ultimately to Desert Hills 12-10, but gave up 9 runs in the in the bottom of the first inning. Were able to battle back and ultimately come up just short at 12-10 tie. That game only lasted 6 innings as well due to the time limit that they put on the games. Would have been interesting to see how Wasatch would have done with an extra inning.
Yeah, Ty, with one more inning, I think the Wasps maybe climb back into that game. They threatened in every late inning, had base runners on there in scoring position in the 6th, but ultimately came up just shy.
Top of the first brought to you by the Dairy King. Throughout the years, the menu at the Dairy King has expanded beyond just the traditional burgers, fries, and shakes to include non-traditional seasonal items. As we get started here, Wasatch set to take on the Pocatello High School Thunder. Jack Salmon on the mound for Wasatch. 1-1 the count after misses close on an inside pitch. Now swing and a miss, strike one. Facing off against Gisbrecht, and that one got him on the jersey. Hit by pitch will be the first batter, and an early base runner here for the Thunder, who come in 0-3 on the season. Losses to Desert Hills, West Jordan, and Orem High School.
Not been a great start to the season for Pocatello, Tyler. 7-0 loss to West Jordan, 11-1 loss to Desert Hills, and then a 14-3 loss to Orem. They've been beat down in this tournament. Not going to get any easier for them going against a hot Wasatch team.
Runner's going to go on the first pitch, swung on and fouled back. Second hitter is going to be Rogers, the first baseman. Nate Rogers, then followed by Quinn McCrory. Again, top of the first action, Wasatch against Pocatello High School. Ty, take us around the diamond for the defensive starters for Wasatch.
A little different look here today. Tyler catching for the Wasps. Getting the start is Otis Sweat. Jack Salmon, the sophomore, going to be pitching there to Otis. Really excited to see how Jack does in the start here today, Ty. So far, filling up the zone pretty well to get going as you got another foul ball at third base. And really around the whole infield, you're going to see familiar faces. Bridger Shaw starting at third. Braxton Fowler at shortstop. Kyron Stocking at second base, and then Grant Mahoney at first base. And your outfield looks the same as we've seen all season. Blake Sweat in left, Austin Brown in center, and Bluth in right.
0-2 the count. Another foul ball. Keeps the count at 0-2. Starting lineup brought to you by UCCU, an organization rooted in the credit union philosophy of people helping people. UCCU, love where you bank. Keys today for Wasatch against Pocatello.
Ty, you wonder, are the bats going to ever cool down? They've been so effective lately, double-digit scoring in their last 5 games for the Wasps. And, Ty, if the bats stay hot, you're going to have a hard time beating this Wasatch team. And so looking for the keys here, defensively, can they play clean? That's what got them last night against Desert Hills. The bats were definitely good enough to win that game, but defensively they weren't quite as clean as you wanted. And so, Ty, you want to minimize the errors. You want to minimize the walks and free passes. And I think that's the key, not just to the win, Ty. I think this is one I'm expecting Wasatch to get a win. But it feels like more of a key to moving forward in the season. If you want to build off that Desert Hills win, you need to start cleaning up the reasons why you lost in that game. And it starts on the defensive end here for the team today.
1-2 count is going to be a foul ball that goes up against the fence on the right-hand side. Grant Mahoney glides into the fence, not able to come up with the ball. Coach McCoy's going to come out and just take a look, make sure he's okay. Keys to the game brought to you by Smiles by Design, brightening lives, instilling confidence, and inspiring wellness. Enjoy welcoming, personalized dental care that leaves a lasting impression at Smiles by Design.
Yeah, I hope Grant's okay there, Tyler. His bat is really starting to heat up, speaking of guys who are swinging it well. And over the last couple games, you've had a lot of flare balls over to the first base side. He covers the ground well, Tyler, tracking those balls down. Really has played a nice first base for Wasatch in the early part of this season. Looks like he's okay. He's going to stay in the game.
Opening pitch brought to you by Mountain Refined. Nestled in the heart of the Heber Valley, Mountain Refined has been a trusted community staple for over 30 years. Our passion lies in serving the community by providing top-notch furniture and Flooring Solutions. Rogers back into the box. Still a 1-2 count. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Salmon sets, working out of the stretch. The slide step delivery is the off speed. Gets him swinging. Your first Gravity Coalition strikeout comes in the second batter. And Salmon has his first strikeout of the season.
That's a good strikeout there for Jack Ty. Hitter there for Pocatello. Not a lot of runs have been batted in over the course of the season. Only 4, and he's got most of them. Over half the runs knocked in. And so that's a tough hitter that Salmon's able to punch out.
Brings up the center fielder, McRoy. Another slide step delivery. Goes back to the off speed. Lands it just below the knees. Strike 1. First time we saw Salmon last week, Ty. Only a third of an inning pitched, but definitely fills up the zone. He's throwing multiple pitches for strikes here to start the game. What are you seeing out of Salmon on the mound?
Well, he's got good pace and rhythm, Tyler. I mean, he's on the mound and he's ready to go. So he gets the ball back. Couple steps back on the mound. He's on the rubber, and he's ready to go here with the next sign. And it's good, right? When you're a young guy, he just looks composed, right? As a sophomore getting his first start at the varsity level, he just seems calm, cool, and collected.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Sweat, the throw down to second base, not in time. Pocatello will steal a bag. So runner on second with a 1-2 count.
Pocatello, after their last beatdown by Orem in the game before this, Ty had a long talk out in center field. Coach took the team out there, and they basically talked for the entire warm-up.
Pitch is going to be swung on and missed completely. Sweat's going to have to throw this down to first base. And the ball's on the ground.
The umpire's looking at each other like, who's supposed to make that call over there, Ty? Home plate umpire eventually signals safe.
Coach McCoy, I think, wants to ask the behind-the-plate umpire, ask the field umpire, because he thought that was a foul ball. I think they'll talk this one over. Interesting, the batter just took off for first. I don't think he thought he got a piece of it, but rare do you see just a clean miss of the ball and goes all the way to the backstop.
Yeah, right by Sweat, right? I mean, they're going to say he just whiffed on it there, Tyler. But if we're being honest, the umpires seemed like they didn't quite have an idea what was going on either. After the runner went across first base, everyone was looking for the call. Was he safe or out? And they both looked at each other and just stared at each other for a few seconds, not really sure mechanically who was going to make the call. So that whole scenario was just, unfortunately, not very clean.
Well, first and third, one away. Number 4 hitter, Stuckey, the pitcher, is going to come up to the plate. Runner's going to go on the first pitch. It's a strike. The throw down to second base is in time, but they can't come up with it. Stocking is going to try to throw it back home. What a play from Stocking, but not able to get it in time. A better slide from Gisbrecht, and Pocatello has everybody safe and 1 run in.
Yeah, that's a matter of inches, right? Sweat had the ball just about there in time, but it was not a clean transition over at second base. Stocking picks it up and fires home, but it's about 2 feet shy of where it needs to be, so Sweat had to go out and get it, and he had to turn, and that's the difference, trying to put the tag down. Just not enough time to get it there. The hand comes just underneath.
Misses inside, so 1-1 the count. Runner on second base, so still threatening are the Thunder of Pocatello. Salmon a long look at second base. Now delivers. That one at the knees for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 run in, and still no hits. First batter was hit by pitch. Strikeout, but the pitch got away from the catcher. So still only 1 away. 1-2, misses outside, moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This Pocatello team's interesting to watch getting going here, Tyler. You can tell it's pretty raw in their ability. That first and third, for example, the runner on third was frozen. I mean, that ball, when it was going through, he didn't break well at all. And it just seemed a little bit as far as just infancy in the way they play the game, that they're not getting good quick reads, and they're doing kind of the traditional baseball things, but it's working here. We talked about it last night. One of the things that we've seen that teams have struggled with is just to throw the ball clean in this game. When Wasatch played Richfield, they threw it all over the diamond, and Wasatch kind of doing that right here. Another pass ball gives another free base up.
Fills up the count at 3-2. This is going to be elevated to Grant Mahoney again. Mahoney having to go back to his left. Can't come up with it. Another tough play in that Bermuda Triangle. And we'll keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes, still 1 away.
So we talked about being clean, right? That was the key to the game, Tyler. And already if you start adding up some things, look at Otis here, stood up the bat at home plate, for the hitter coming back like a sacrifice, come get that thing. But you start looking at it, you've had a hit by pitch, right? You had a drop third strike that got by. Now a pass ball. You had a throw a little bit short on a still and then a second throw short on a still home. And so starting to add up. None of these are necessarily adding up as errors. In fact, you're not going to see a single error in the scorebook on that. But, Ty, when we talk about freebies, Wasatch is giving away some runs right now by not throwing the ball cleanly on the diamond.
Another walk. That'll be the second of the inning for Salmon. Hit by pitch and a walk. But it's going to put runners back on the corners and bring up the designated hitter, Vaughn. He'll step in on the left-hand side of the batter's box. Salmon back working out of the stretch. Runner does not go. A swing and a miss, strike one.
Yeah, I'm curious to play here, Ty. If Pocatello decides to go first and third action again, Wasatch threw it through, and you might be able to get the third baseman to bite a little bit harder here. It's an easy, clean throw for Otis if he wants to go down to third base. Ooh, pickoff spiked into the ground, Tyler. Only made it about halfway to the bag. Bounced up enough that Mahoney could handle it. That one was almost another throwaway.
Was strike one, so no balls, one strike count. Runner's going to go. It's a pitch up in the zone. The throw down to second base is off target. Another run's going to come in, and the runner will advance to third. Throw from Brown's not going to be in time. Actually, it's going to go off the foot of the runner. Runner's going to try to score and will score as it goes into the dugout. Pocatello, 3 runs in on no hits.
It's an ugly first inning, Tyler. Again, the runner on third base is not going. He's standing there watching that ball go down to second. And the throw that's off target that gets into center field gives up a run. And then it advances the throw over to third. Then you have another just unfortunate bounce off the foot into the dugout. And, yeah, 3 runs on no hits is a really tough stat.
1 out, nobody on base now as they clear the bases with the 3-run top of the first. Bond still in the box with a 2-1 count. Salmon still working out of the stretch. Swung on, fouled straight back. Ties the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Salmon gets the sign, comes set, shrugs, and delivers the 2-2. Swung on. I think that's going to go off of the hitter, so it'll stay here. Still a 2-2 count. Hit by pitch, strikeout, but was able to get to first on the pass ball and then a walk. And Pocatello's been able to fill up 3 runs. Pretty good pitch there. Sweat thought that was a strike. We'll fill up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Must have missed just inside. It was the right height. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Salmon, the pitch, swung on, roped, but foul down the right field line.
Yeah, that ball was ripped down the line, Tyler. Starting to get on time a little bit here with Jack. Wasatch not going to be intimidated by 3 runs, Tyler. In their last 5 games, the team has scored 67 runs. And so 3 runs is not a major thing, but the major thing is just that they're just not playing clean here right now. You've got another free pass there, Ty. I think, was that another hit by pitch?
I'm not sure, but either way, it was either ball 4 or hit by pitch.
So the Wasps are averaging just under 14 runs per game over their last 5. And so offense shouldn't be a problem. Pocatello's at the end of their staff as well. Tyler, they played 4 games, and I think the Wasps are going to be able to generate some runs here. But, again, Pocatello not a single hit on the game. 3 runs across, and they've got more runners on base.
Bring up Himmerich. Tall right-hander takes ball 1. The 1-0 tries to get the inside corner, too far inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
I think something you're seeing here that's interesting, Tyler, is Jack can throw strikes. We've seen Jack at the beginning of the game. He had a nice little rhythm. But when you start getting base runners on, you have to start worrying about holding them. Pocatello's done a good job of putting runners in motion. It throws off the rhythm of the pitcher. And when you asked earlier in the inning, what do you think about Jack? He was into a rhythm. But if you notice now, his pace, it's different, right? It's off. It's not as confident. He's having to slow everything down with the base runners on. And I think it's affected his ability to throw strikes here in this inning.
Gets the inside corner there on the 3-0. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Hemmerich thought he had gotten ball 4. He'll come back into the box after trotting down the line a couple of steps. 3-1 the count. Runner on first, 1 away, 3 runs in for the Pocatello Thunder. Big swing and a miss. Fills up the count at 3-2. Good job of coming back here, the sophomore. Again, top of the first action brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop. When it comes to your health, you deserve quality and effective care. At Physical Heber Valley, we work with you to understand your health and wellness goals and create a customized plan that meets your needs. Another swing and a foul ball keeps the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Weinheier on deck for the Pocatello.
Ty, not an ideal stat I'm about to drop on you. In the last 6 1/3 innings for Wasatch baseball, 19 walks or hit by pitches. Make it 20 now, as you have another walk there on that one. You're the math guy, but I'm pretty sure that's over 3 per inning that we're averaging here at this point. It's going to be tough to win games moving forward in the future if that's the trend that continues here. The Wasps are going to have to start locking this down a little bit better on the mound.
Already 4 freebies, puts runners back on first and second and brings up Weinheier. Steps in on the right-hand side of the batter's box. Playing catcher today for the Pocatello Thunder. Squares for the bunt, but that pitch is up in the zone for ball 1. Action in the bullpen is Tyson Dahl. Saw him yesterday in relief against the Desert Hills Thunder. Pretty obvious their confidence in his ability to throw strikes. They went to him yesterday after a rough first inning, and now here getting him loose. Does square for the bunt, tries to lay it down, goes off the plate, foul for strike 1.
Trying to push that over towards the first baseman. You can see how Wasatch is playing defensively, Ty. Wasn't crashing hard there on that square. And that's the right play. If you're trying to bunt and you can get that between the pitcher and the first baseman and roll that over, that's a tough play for Wasatch.
The 1-1 squares again. This one's going to be right back at the pitcher. Salmon fields it cleanly, throws it to third to get the leadoff guy. The throw over to first base, not in time. Good job there from Salmon. Bounces off the mound, gets the leadoff runner. We now have 2 away.
Not just a good job from Salmon, Tyler, but a good job from Bridger. The throw was a little bit off. And then Bridger wanted to try to fire it over to first, see if he could get a double up, but the throw was off. And Grant didn't try to push it, right? He could see that they didn't have a chance. He took a step off and elevated and made that a nice, clean catch. When if he would have tried to stay a foot on the bag and stretch, that could have turned into circus music again with base runners around. So those are heady plays there from both seniors, Shaw and Mahoney, to execute on that scenario.
Bring up the right fielder, Myers, number 8 hitter. Here's a stat for you, Ty. That bunt was the first ball put in play this game. Through 7 batters. Had hit by pitch, strikeout, walk. Another wild pitch is going to get away by Otis, and runners will advance to second and third. 2 balls, no strikes. Salmon's going to continue to work out of the stretch with the 2-0 count. Swung on right back to Salmon. Salmon can't get his glove down. Stocking fields it cleanly, throws it to first, gets away from Mahoney. Both runs come in. Runner's going to try to advance to second base. The throw to second base is in plenty of time. So the ground out will be the third out of the inning, but both runs score. It's a 5-run first inning without a hit on the board for the Pocatello Thunder. Wasatch with work to do as we go into the bottom of the first.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 20 years. They've recently been named the best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot or a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 78 years at the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
We at Guild Mortgage help people build personal wealth through real estate, be it your first home, next home, dream home, or investment property. At Guild Mortgage, we help you refinance for that lower interest rate, shorter term, or home remodel. At Guild Mortgage, we help you plan for retirement by owning multiple investment properties and can even add to your retirement plan with a reverse mortgage. We at Guild Mortgage believe everyone can own what matters.
It's game time! Let's do it! Ready?
Wasatch High School Sports on the radio with Ty and Ty on 94.5 The Beat.
Bottom of the first, brought to you by Mountain West Trailers. Knows you value strength and reliability. Our utility trailers are built to last, enclosed cargo for your business, dump trailers for tough jobs, or open trailers for everything in between. Haul it all, big or small, because Mountain West Trailers stands tall. Visit them at mountainwesttrailer.com. Wasatch gives up 5 in the top of the first inning. Tough first inning for Wasatch without giving up a hit. And now they'll have their first chance at the at-bat. Ty, take us through the batting lineup here for Wasatch.
Lead off Austin Brown, Tyler, the freshman, who's hitting just under 500 on the season, comes in at 476 to this game here today. Blake Sweat flirting with that 500 mark as well, going to hit number 2. Otis Sweat hitting in the 3-hole. Baxter is going to get his chance here. Tyler starting for the first time this season. He'll be DHing, hitting in the 4 spot. Bridger Shaw hitting 5. Grant Mahoney hitting 6. Eddie Bluth in the 7-hole. Braxton Fowler 8. And Kyron Stocking number 9.
On the mound for the Desert Hills Thunder, as the first pitch is off, is going to be Stuckey. Decent fastball, misses with the first one, misses with the second one. It's a 2-0 count here to the freshman Brown. Mentioned Ty, 476 batting average for the freshman. That one's also low and inside for ball 3. 2 doubles, a triple, a home run, 7 RBIs, and 10 runs scored for the freshman through the first 6 games. Wasatch comes in 4-2 on the season. Pocatello 0-3. 3-0 green light, swing and a miss, moves the count to 3-1. Working quickly is Stuckey. This one's going to be elevated to the left side and goes just foul for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch swung on, elevated to shallow left center, high enough. Center fielder shouldn't have any trouble with it. Makes the play for the first out. We bring up Blake Sweat, 458 batting average, leads the team with 10 RBIs. Also has a double, 2 triples, and 9 runs scored. Playing left field today. Haven't seen him on the mound. Assume we'll see him possibly tomorrow, but we'll also have Skyridge, I believe, right, next week, Ty. So maybe a little strategic here, see if they can get some W's, and then have Blake go against Skyridge. Off-speed pitch is in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. That one bounces off the plate, gets away from the catcher for ball 2. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Ty, interesting comment you make there about maybe saving arms to go get wins later on. It's a delicate balance, isn't it, as a coach, to try to figure out how to put together your pitching staff. Some of the better arms, like you saw Braxton Fowler didn't throw last week at all. Talked to Braxton in the week, and he's been dealing with some arm issues, and so the coaches are going to try to help preserve his arm over the course of the season. He'll be used sparingly. But if you're really in a bind in the state tournament, it's probably a guy you would look to, right, to go to an arm later on. And so Coach McCoy trying to just find that balance of how much to use these arms early on in the preseason versus keeping them fresh for later on in the year. And Ty, they've got the arms to get wins down here, even if Braxton and Sweat aren't used in this tournament here today.
Blake Sweat will take ball 4, so first base runner of the game for Wasatch. Still not a hit for either team. Wasatch trailing 5-0 after giving up 5 runs in the top of the first. Brings up Otis Sweat on the season, hitting 4. He's had 5 at-bats, 4 of 5, 2 doubles, and 4 RBIs. Takes ball 1. Sweat, pretty good speed over at first base and a good lead. Stuckey comes, set, delivers. This one's swung on. It's going to be fouled to the backstop for strike 1.
It's been a bizarre start to this game, Tyler. If you're just joining us, I'm trying to rerun this in my mind. We're nearly 30 minutes into this thing. Wasatch is down 5-0, and between both teams, there have only been, I think, 3 balls put in play.
Runner's going to go. It's going to bounce in front of the plate, so an easy stolen base there for Blake Sweat and a 2-1 count to Sweat at the plate.
I think that's Blake's 6th stolen base on the season, Tyler. He's been running wild for Wasatch. Sometimes at the end of these tournaments, Tyler, when you're a little bit low on pitching, you do get some higher scoring games. Often, though, it's not because of walks and hit by pitches. It's just because you're kind of getting low on the velocity. You've got some younger guys without as much experience, so the ball's in play. You see the ball jumping around a little bit more. This one has the feel a little bit of a early morning game. High schoolers that were maybe up a little too late last night. Wasatch is bouncing back off of a late game against Desert Hills that they didn't get out of here until after 11 o'clock, and the team might be a little tired here, Tyler. They're just not playing as clean as you usually have seen. Pocatello was up early for a 9 o'clock game this morning. They're trying to go, and I think they're going to get warmed up. I think we're going to get into a rhythm here, but it's certainly been a sloggy start here to this one.
Easton Wood will come in and be the speed-up runner for Otis Sweat as he gets hit by pitch on the last one. Puts him on first base. So first and second, 1 out, and it's going to bring up Crew Baxter. 3 plate appearances, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs in those 3 ABs. Steps in on the left-hand side. That one above the belt for ball 1. Cornell Ties reached out and made an offer for Crew Baxter to play football. Got that news this week. Ivy League school. Following the trend of all the Baxters tied, not only great on the field, but great in the classroom as well.
Oh, good for Crew. I hadn't heard that, Tyler. He'd be a steal for Cornell if he ends up over there. He is an impressive football player. Big body out there on the defensive line.
Grant Mahoney on deck for Wasatch. Not a big lead, and more confusion here with the catcher's signs. It's a 1-0 count, 1 away. Wasatch trying to get back in this thing, trailing 5-0 here in the bottom of the first. Wasatch will wrap up this 4-game set against West Jordan right after this one. That one's going to get away from everything. Runners will advance to second and third. Catcher finally getting over here and almost got into the dugout. Coach McCoy making the argument that got into the dugout. And that should be another base.
Yeah, they're going to say it did go into the dugout here, Ty.
So a runner comes in, and following the trend, we now have 6 runs scored in this inning combined between the two teams without a hit.
Ty, let's do a little game here. One word to describe the start to this game. What comes to your mind?
Let's see. Sloppy is a word that comes to mind. Early. I like that word, but Pocatello's played a game. Like they had a game to wake up to. They played the opening game against Orem and ultimately got 10-run 14-3 in that one. Orem, another region opponent for Wasatch that we'll see later on. Former Wasatch head coach Carl Hermanson still down there. That one misses low for ball 3. 3-0 count. Bridger Shaw on deck, not Grant Mahoney. The 3-0, it's swung on. It's right back to the pitcher. Pitcher's going to kind of stare down Crew Baxter and then flip it over to first base for the second out of the inning.
Well, we had a ball in play, which is moving in the right direction, Tyler, but that's definitely not the contact you're hoping for on a 3-0 swing. Late, pounding it into the ground right back to the pitcher. If you're going to go 3-0, you want to make sure you're on time and you get that barrel out ahead and get going early.
So Bridger Shaw, 333, 9 RBIs on the season, second on the team. Has the RBI opportunity here. He'll look at an off-speed pitch for strike 1. Easton Wood currently on third base. Bridger gets back into the box. Stuckey goes back to the windup with only a runner on third. That one, outside corner, strike 2. A couple of good pitches here to Shaw to lead off the at-bat.
Ty, before I forget, taking through just a quick little nod to Wasatch history, you talk about Crew Baxter getting an offer to Cornell, and in large part because of his grades, right? He's a fantastic football player, but grades as well.
The 0-2 is going to be fouled off.
That his older brother, Tag Baxter, had a great college career, but it started at the University of Utah in large part because of his academics, Tyler. A lot of people don't realize these D1 schools do not have many scholarships to offer in baseball. I think it's something like 11.75 total scholarships that they can break up and send apart. So it's really hard for schools to convince really good players to go because they don't have scholarships to give to them. So a guy like Tag was able to get to the University of Utah because he was a 4.0 valedictorian student, and he could go on a full academic scholarship to play baseball over there. One of the best things that these baseball players can do is realize that grades will open up about twice as many opportunities to play at the next level.
The 2-2 is going to be a lazy fly ball into the infield. Shortstop comes up, makes the play on his knees, and that'll do it for the bottom of the first. One run comes in, no hits, no errors. One runner's left on base. It's 5-1 going into the second.
Timberline Ace Hardware is committed to helping their neighbors and their communities, and because they're in the neighborhood, they can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Stihl, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in store, curbside, or they'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock with people that know how to help. Timberline Ace Hardware, serving the community for over 50 years.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hey Wasatch, it's Nicole with Mountain Refined. We are so excited to be supporting our local teams and all the sports that you guys are into. We wanted you to know a little piece of what we have. You can come on down, grab teacher gifts, protein powder, and even rent that tuxedo for junior prom. Did you guys know that? Shop local and support us. We love being a part of this community. Go Wasatch, 480 North Main Street, right here in Heber.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Wasatch trails 5-1 as we move into the top of the second. The Heber Valley Chamber exists to build and be a part of a community where residents, visitors, and businesses thrive. Our mission is to promote tourism, connect businesses, and unite our community. Well, 5-1. No hits still in the game for either team. 6 combined walks.
No hits and 6 runs. I've not seen a lot of games like this.
It'll be the number 9 hitter, and then up to the top of the order for the Thunder. Newsom, the third baseman, followed by Gisbrick and Rogers. It's still Salmon on the mound for Wasatch. Another lefty for the Thunder. Delivery, swing and a miss, strike one.
I wouldn't get too concerned yet if you're Wasatch. The hits are going to start pouring in with this team. They're going to get warmed up. It's going to get going. What you don't want to do is get into the emotional game. You saw a little bit of chippiness, trash talking at the end of that inning between both teams. Maybe it's what Wasatch needs to get them fired up. You saw that help Blake Sweat last week in his pitching outing. And so maybe that wakes Wasatch up a little bit. The Pocatello was kind of showboating a little bit at the end of that inning.
So an 0-2, misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter. Wasatch wearing their all-black unis, going up against the all-baby blue unis. Kind of a Phillies look here for Pocatello with the blue and red. That one's at the knees. Ooh. Ring him up. Never mind. Ball 2.
Yeah, I like that pitch. We're begging, though, right? We've got some begging going on the Wasatch side of things. Just back on the mound, get into a rhythm.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A lot more emotion in this early one. 11:30 start. That one fouls off the catcher's glove keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It can be pretty frustrating as a coach, Tyler, when you just have a lot of walks like you're seeing here, because there's just not a whole lot you can do as a coach to fix that problem, right? You can't pull a lot of strings other than making a move to a different pitcher, which Coach McCoy doesn't want to do. Jack's a good player. You don't want to crush confidence here early on by yanking him early. Really like that he ran him back here onto the mound in the second inning. He's defending his guy, trying to get those calls.
Another foul ball keeps the count at 2-2. This one swung on. I might catch this one.
Got a chance at a tie.
About
10 feet to your right.
I wasn't moving.
I didn't see much hustle from
my chair. Another foul ball keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tries to go upstairs, misses. Hitter lays off of it, fills up the count, 3-2.
It's a good battle from Jack, though, Tyler, and keep coming back with a fastball. You don't need to get too cute here. As you pointed out, Pocatello doesn't have a hit yet. Make them beat you by putting it in play. Fill it up in the zone.
3 balls, 2 strikes, not going to do it. That is walk number 5 on the game today for the Wasps. And the leadoff guy is on for the second straight inning.
Yeah, and that hurts you. That's the 9 hitter that you're walking. You're getting back to the top of the lineup here. Bridger wants to talk this one over here. Ty calling timeout from third base.
quick Mirror Lake Station trip to the mound. Senior captain trying to calm down the sophomore. Brings back up to Gisbrick, the shortstop. Again, was hit by pitch, stole a base, and scored in his first at bat there in the top of the first. Whoa, that was a bunt that's going to be laid down. It was way above his head. Great bat control there from Gisbrick. He'll lay down the sacrifice bunt. Salmon fields it, throws it to Mahoney for the first out of the inning.
That was impressive that he got that down, Tyler. That's a double play waiting to happen when you try to bunt that ball above your head. I would love to see. We're sitting behind. I would guess 50% chance his eyes are closed when that ball is put in play. The high ball kind of coming inside at where you're at. Got it down, though, and got the job done. Moved the runner over.
He's going to bring up the first baseman, Rogers. He struck out in his first at bat. That one nearly gets him on the inside. Ball one. Do you like the baby blue? A lot of teams going to the baby blue. Orem also wearing the baby blue. Phillies, Blue Jays.
It's not bad. I don't particularly like this look. I don't know. Maybe it's just the red that goes with it over here. Because I really like the Ole Miss, like baby blues, when you talk Ole Miss football. But this one I'm not crazy about here, Ty.
It's a 1-1 after the foul ball.
Somebody just stirred a bunch of Crayola crayons together over here and made these uniforms to me.
Nice pitch there. Strike two. 1-2 the count to the first baseman from Pocatello. Salmon back working out of the stretch. It's Stocking who's holding on the runner at second base, playing directly up the middle. Mahoney playing off the bag at first base. The pitch swung on, another foul ball. This one will go out of play on the first base side. Keeps the count at 1-2 strikes.
Jack's doing a good job of settling into a better rhythm in this inning, Ty. He just needs to stay in that rhythm, back on the mound. You've got to pay attention to the runner, but not let that consume him over here. I feel like he really got thrown off in that first inning from all the base runners and all the movement.
1-2 strikes. A long look at second base and delivers. Swung on, another foul ball over into the softball diamond.
I remember talking, and if you don't think that has an effect, Ty, you just probably haven't pitched much in your life, because talking with what I would argue is maybe one of the best pitchers come through Wasatch, if not the best pitcher, Ryan Chadwick. He played on that UVU team that set their all-time win streak of 34 games, and he mentioned when they played the University of Arizona when they were national champions, and he just talked about what a problem that was for him as a pitcher when they would get runners on base, that it was just so chaotic and so hard to be effective as a pitcher because of what the U of A would do to him to try to make things chaotic.
2-2 is swung on. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. Tough play. Stocking able to make the play. What a play from Kyron Stocking. An early nominee for a defensive play of the game. And that's going to be out number 2 in the top of the second.
Well, that's a really good play, Tyler. Kyron's all the way over there up the middle. He's holding the runner on that one. And so he's having to track that thing all the way across the diamond. And the ball's starting to tail away from him. That's a really good job hanging on to that. Communicating with Eddie over there, I'm sure they're talking as that ball's getting ready to fall. Excellent play.
It's going to bring up the number 3 hitter, swing and a miss. He also struck out in his first at-bat, but it got by the catcher, was able to reach base safely, and then ended up scoring. It's McElroy, the center fielder. Swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And this one's going to be elevated to shallow shortstop, actually, area. Fowler settles underneath it, makes the play. No runs come in on no hits, no errors. 1 runner's left on base. 5-1. Wasatch trails going into the bottom of the second.
You'll always find the best deals and expert service at your local Napa Auto Parts store. We offer expert service in helping you find the parts you're looking for your current project, as well as Milwaukee tools. We can also help you with most motorsport, RV, and vehicle battery needs at your local Napa Auto Parts store in Heber City.
Napa know-how, Napa know-how, Napa know-how, Napa know-how.
Here at Country Gardens and Nursery, we hope that you feel that you are home when you are away from home as you go around our perennial floor checking out the newest and latest for beauty for your garden, as you wander into our indoor plant shop seeing the possibility of what could be yours. Stop by Country Gardens and Nursery, your home away from home. 1401 US 189, Heber City, Utah. And don't forget to check us out on social media for quick tips and tricks throughout the season.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the second, brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Visit them at their store in Midway or visit them at gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Grant Mahoney will lead it off for Wasatch, followed by Eddie Bluth and Braxton Fowler. Mahoney goes down 0-2, takes a strike, then a check swing, strike 2. That ball way out of the zone. He comes in hitting 267, 7 RBIs, and a couple of doubles. Now finds himself down 0-2. Swung on. Good piece of hitting there from Mahoney. Doesn't do too much. Just a little 3-4 shot. And Mahoney now, you mentioned it, Ty, only one hit in week 1. He's had himself a nice weekend at the plate.
And he's doing it in different ways, Tyler. I mean, he ripped a shot in the early games yesterday to left field on a line drive. He had that double to the right line corner last night against Desert Hills. That one, just a nice little 2-strike approach piece of hitting. It's just doing it all.
First hit of the day for either team. He's going to bring up Eddie Bluth, right fielder.
Yeah, I told you, Ty, there's going to be plenty more coming for Wasatch here. They're going to be in double-digit hits by the time this game is over.
Already an hour and 10 minutes into this thing on a 2-hour time limit. That one misses outside as well. 2-0 the count. Eddie, 250, a triple, 2 RBIs, and 8 runs scored on the season.
I know it's been a long first couple innings for you, Ty, but this one started at 11:30. We're only 40 minutes into this thing so far here. Not an 11 o'clock
start. I thought it was an 11 start. That one gets the outside corner. Just flirting with the outside corner. Missed with the first 2. He's able to get the outside corner there. Moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Big hole between the 3-4. Second baseman playing double play depth. Shaded up the middle, and then the first baseman holding on Mahoney at first. Eddie Bluth, the lefty. Up for Wasatch. Pitch, that one too far outside again. Moves the count to 3 balls, 1 strike. Ty, we're down here at Desert Hills High School. And we've established Cale Sanderson's the greatest coming out of Utah athlete-wise, but is there an alum of Desert Hills? Is that number 2? Foul ball, moves count to full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you might argue
so Penny
he
Sewell
might be the most dominant football player in the NFL right now, right?
Penny Sewell, right? Highest rated tackle, right, in the NFL. Played on.
Offensive linemen just don't get a lot of attention, but he's really good.
That one misses low. Ball 4. Eddie Bluth earns the 3rd freebie for Wasatch, and that's going to put runners on first and second. Nobody out.
That's a fun question you asked, Tyler, because his career at the University of Oregon was phenomenal. Now with the Lions, which are kind of in their golden era, right, with the Lions over there. But there's some other good ones that have come out, right? I mean, Puka Nacua right now for the Rams, coming out of Orem High School. It's one you got to put in the conversation over there, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely having a great
I'm
career.
sure you've got some Olympians out of, like, Park City, right, in some of the Olympic sports that you can go with. Any other ones come to your mind?
Kickoff move not going to be thrown, so keep the runners at first and second. Britton Covey, but not near as dominant as Sewell and Nacua, right, are having in their careers.
Well, I was starting to think, like, who's the best athlete coming out of all the schools, right? Cale Sanderson at Wasatch,
Chad Lewis.
Mitchell at Springville,
Chad
right?
Lewis at Orem High School, Chad Lewis.
But Puka's, he's coming for Chad Lewis, right, for that title of the best to be out of Orem. Yeah, but he's got the ability to pass Chad Lewis as the number 1 out of that school.
3-0 the count here to Fowler. Again, runners on first and second. Nobody out.
Jim McMahon, you got to throw in that conversation out of Roy. Curious where Jackson Dart will fall, right? They've got him rated maybe the second quarterback off the board here in this NFL draft. He's a Roy High School that turned into a Corner Canyon High School.
3-1 the count now to Fowler. The 3-1, outside corner, strike 2. Fills up the count at full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm curious, Ty, best baseball player that ever came out of Utah. Is it John Buck out of Taylorsville?
Yeah.
An all-star there in the MLB, catcher.
Yeah.
I think he was an all-star when he was with the Blue Jays, had a really long career. Probably the best baseball player out of Utah.
Payoff is a check swing strikeout out of the zone that Fowler chases, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Stocking. He's had himself a nice start to the season. 429, a double, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Was not in the lineup against Desert Hills last night. Back into the lineup today. Again with runners on first and second with Austin Brown, the leadoff guy, on deck. Runners playing way shallow here for the Thunder. That pitch in there for a strike. If I were to ask you, Ty, if you're starting an NFL team with those guys that you just named, who'd be your number 1 pick out of those?
Sewell.
Right?
I would take Sewell. Yeah, number 1 for sure.
Another step off the mound.
Just got a message here. Wally Joyner, Ty. Is he a Utah guy?
He played at BYU. Was he a Utah high school guy?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Got to dig into that one there. I was trying to go through.
That's definitely
there's not a lot of Utah boys that went to high school here that have been successful.
Great job here from Wasatch as they run a double still on a fake and take on the bunt. They had the third baseman crashing. Coach McCoy recognized it, and Graham Mahoney sneaks behind and puts 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, I'm sorry I kind of cut off that thought there because you had that action and motion there with the stolen base, Ty. But there's not a lot of high school kids that have made it to the major leagues from Utah.
So you say Wally Joyner on the BYU side. Jeremy Guthrie also, right, a BYU guy, World Series champion.
Well, I'm thinking like recently, Peyton Henry of Pleasant Grove, another catcher, has made it just briefly into the majors, right? He's played with the Marlins. I can't recall who he's with right now, Tyler. He's not with the Marlins anymore.
I can't recall either.
But there's just not a lot of guys that have made it to the bigs here from Utah. Watching one from Desert Hills, Drew Thorpe, who we coached against. He's trying to make a push. I think he's playing for the White Sox right now. Was really good in their AAA ball last year, and he may find his way up into the bigs before too long.
Mahoney is going to be subbed out of the game, Ty, after that stolen base. That one misses on the inside. It moves the count to 2-1. Didn't see who they put in.
The older brother of Kyron here, Tyler, Chandler Stocking, had a day against Drew Thorpe down here, too, when Wasatch played Desert Hills. Went 3 for 4 with a couple doubles off of him.
Trevin Tatton comes in as the pinch runner for Graham Mahoney, one of the freshmen that are dressing varsity for Wasatch.
Ty, you had a funny story here coaching at third base when Chandler ripped that first double against Drew Thorpe. Because you're talking about a kid who was thrown in the low 90s, really good stuff. What was it? I think a Cal Poly commit when we were playing them. And I think Desert Hills thought they were going to walk over Wasatch, just the little Wasatch coming in.
Arguably the best team in the state that year, right? They ended up winning 4A that year.
I don't even know if there was an argument, Ty. That was a good team that Desert Hills had.
3 balls, 1 strike, and Stocking will take it off the hip, fills up the bases for the freshman Brown.
But you can tell it better than I am, but when Chandler ripped one down the left field line off of him, it kind of surprised the dugout.
Yeah, Desert Hills, they're like, whoa. They've got a guy that can hit. It was exactly what they said because it was just right on the barrel, left center field, just roped it, and ended up, like you said, Ty, having a couple more hits in the game. Bases loaded for Brown. He's going to swing at one low out of the zone for strike 1 as that one's fouled off to the right side.
That was the game I believe Zach Webster was on the mound, wasn't it? And he had 12 strikeouts in that game too. So Wasatch really held their own against that team. It was a pitcher's duel for sure.
1 away. 0-1 the count here to Brown. Flew out to center field in his first at bat. Comes up with an RB opportunity. That one's out of the zone for ball 1.
Well, I mean, this is the guy you want people on base in front of. Brown's a extra base hit waiting to happen, and definitely a home run threat.
And he's going to swing at that one. That one's roped through the 3-4 hole. 1 run's going to come in. They're going to try to score 2. Going to score that one easily as it gets by. Brown's going to try to advance to second. Will advance to second. Nobody's covering home. A little bit of confusion with all the Wasatch guys, but an RBI, 2 RBI single for the freshman Austin Brown puts the score at 5-3.
That ball was crushed, Tyler. I'd love to see the exit velocity off the bat on that one. I mean, he rocked that thing. Second baseman wanted no part of that, neither did the first baseman. And Ty, I don't want to sound too harsh. This is going to sound harsh. I have not seen anything to make me think that Pocatello is going to be able to field things cleanly and make effective plays if Wasatch can just be competitive at the plate. If they can just have the ball in play and run fast, you're going to have problems with this Pocatello team. So Wasatch is going to rally back into this thing. They just need to be competitive there and keep putting the ball in play. not give away easy outs with lazy fly balls or strikeouts, and they're going to be fine by the end of this thing.
Second and third, one away. He's going to bring up Blake Sweat. Walked and scored. Had a stolen base in his first at bat. Again, hitting up above 450 on the season and leads the team with 10 RBIs. Has another RBI opportunity here.
Ty, our sideline reporter, Derek Faller, going to give him a little credit here. Said 94 on the exit velocity on that one from Austin.
That's not bad.
See if Derek can go back and find the home run exit velocity for us, too. That would be great on his bombing hit yesterday.
Blake Sweat into the box. Again, runners on second and third. Swings at the first pitch. Fouls it straight back for strike one. It's Brown on second. Stocking on third. That one low and outside. Gets away from the catcher. Not far enough. Moves count to 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ty, you can probably hear it on the microphone, but there's a little kind of jetway wind blowing in from left field straight to home plate. Hitters like Blake need to be disciplined on a line. If you have a fly ball, that's just going to be chewed up in the wind and float up there for an easy out.
Another ball low and away. Moves the count to 2-1. Working out of the windup with runners on second and third. Big leads from both. That one misses low and outside again. 3 balls, 1 strike. You know, a normal game type probably want to pitch around Blake a little bit, to be honest, with the base open. Otis Sweat hasn't had normal starts. This is going to be a hard ground ball on the 3-1. The shortstop fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond in time. So the ground out will bring in a run, though. Stocking will score, and that'll move the score to 5-4.
Yeah, another good, productive at bat, Tyler. Again, you're just in play, bringing runs across. You're just going to continue to climb back into this game. Again, Pocatello doesn't have a hit on the day. So, I mean, their threat ability at the box has not been intimidating to Wasatch. Wasatch has gifted them 5 runs, but Wasatch starting to get warmed up here in this one.
Otis Sweat will swing at the first pitch, a lazy pop out that'll go foul for strike 1. Hit by pitch in his first at bat. Comes in 4 of 5 in his 5 at bats. It's right up there on the plate again. Stuckey into the windup, delivers low and outside for ball 1. He's throwing something, Ty, that's got the Wasatch batters just guessing a little bit. You've seen a lot of check swings on a pitch that really isn't close, but Blake Sweat, who's been locked in, similar. This one's going to be swung on. It's going to be elevated to shallow left field. Shortstop goes back, makes the play, and that'll do it for the bottom of the second. 3 runs come in on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner's left on base. 5-4 going into the third.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
Check out the Fit Stop Health Club. It's more than a great facility. Their employees and staff create a comfortable, caring, supportive place for men and women of all ages, as well as their families, to work out. They have your tanning beds, massage, and personal trainers. Find your new groove. Jump into their therapy pool with endless laughs. They have Group X classes with nationally certified and specially trained instructors. See what the Fit Stop offers. Go to their website at fitstophealthclub.com. For more information, call 654-2131.
It's game time! Let's do it! Ready?
Wasatch High School Sports on the radio with Ty and Ty on 94.5 The Beat.
Top of the third, brought to you by Big O Tires. Get ready to rev up your savings with Big O Tires. Whether you're looking for the best tire deals or unbeatable service specials, you'll find everything you need to keep your vehicle in top shape while keeping more money in your wallet at Big O Tires. Jack Salmons trots out onto the mound. He will face 4-5-6 up for the Thunder.
Grant Mahoney stays out. Tyler Tatton in at first base for Wasatch. So freshman over there at first, freshman in center. Sophomore right, sophomore at short. Got a young team, sophomore on the mound as well.
Junior behind the dish. That one misses. Walk in the first inning for the pitcher, Stuckey, trying to help himself out. Leading 5-4 are the Thunder. That one in at the, no.
Well, you got to give that one. Yeah, I probably
2-0.
chirping at the umpire a little bit over that one, Ty.
2 balls, no strikes. Salmon working out of the stretch, delivers. That one again low. 3-0 now the count. Wasatch had Dahl warming up in the first inning. That one's in there for a strike. Moves the count to 3-1. Haven't seen Hafen, Sweat. Saw Rettinger a little bit last night as well. Threw well. The 3-1 misses. That'll be walk number 6 on the game.
Tyson Dahl going to get loose in the bullpen again. That's pitch number 64 for Salmon in this game.
Saw Eddie Bluth pitch a little bit in week 1. That'll bring up the designated hitter Vaughn, also walked and scored in his first at bat. Salmon works out of the stretch throughout the entirety of the game. Definitely in the stretch now with the man on first. Pocatello's been aggressive with the offense with runners on base, seen sacrifice bunts, steals.
Yeah, but again, your bizarre stat of the day, if you're just joining us, driving around in your car, Wasatch trailing 5-4, have not given up a hit in this game, and they're trailing 5-4.
This one's going to be elevated to shallow left field. Braxton Faller having a little bit of trouble going back. What a play from Faller. He was playing double play depth and had a little bit further to go than he normally would and makes the play over the right-handed shoulder. Great play now, 2 great plays from their middle infield on some bloop hits into the outfield.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Tyler. That one's probably going to fall in if the wind is not blowing. The wind's, like I said, coming in from left field to home plate. And so that ball just kind of spun up there, and it gave Braxton enough time to go out and cover some ground. But that's a tough play. Kind of battling the sun. His hat's flying off in the wind, and he's able to track it down.
Pickoff move is in the dirt. Great play from the freshman Tatton. Keeps it in front of him. And we'll keep the runner at first base. The hitter is left fielder Hemrich. Also walked and scored in his first at bat. Runner's going to go. It's a high pitch. The throw down to second base. In time as Otis Sweat to Kyron Stocking, and Wasatch gets their first stolen base throw out of the ball game.
Yeah, good for Otis to get one there, Tyler. Had a couple throws get away from him earlier in this game, and I think Pocatello is starting to think they can run on Otis, and he kind of puts him on notice, flexes his muscles there a little bit on that one, saying, no, I've got this figured out.
2 away, another miss high, moves the count to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. 5-4 the score in favor of Pocatello. They scored 5 in the top of the first. Wasatch 1 in the bottom of the first and 3 in the second. Here we are in the top of the third. Again, brought to you by Big O Tires. It's a 3-0 count now to Hemrich. And that one misses as well. Another walk. Moves us to the number 7 hitter, Weinheier. Catcher had a fielder's choice bunt back to the pitcher in his last at bat.
5th walk on the day there for Salmon. 2 hit by pitches as well. So 7 free passes now for Pocatello.
Goes with the off speed. That one in for a strike. Runner's going to go as it gets away from Sweat. The throw not in time. So a duck on the pond now for Pocatello after the called strike 1. Wasatch will play following this one. Start time of 2 o'clock against West Jordan High School, who's had a pretty good start to the season. Good lead at second base for Pocatello. The pitch goes back to the off speed. That one in for a strike as well. Going a little bit more off speed here in the top of the third. Back-to-back strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch inside, too far inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on second base with 2 away.
It's a good spot to hit there for Jack. A lot of young pitchers not able to come inside off the plate like that, but that's a good spot there to get the hitter moving back.
1-2 goes back to the off speed, check swing, but holds up, ties the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away.
Yeah, and right idea to come back with that pitch, right? You go inside to try to get the hitter to brush back a little bit and then come back with the breaking ball on the corner of the plate. That one just started too low out of the hand. Never really was appealing to the hitter.
The 2-2 misses outside. Throw back to second base with the runner way off is going to be short. Fowler will come over and secure it. Keep the runner at second base. It's a full count with 2 away. Back into the box goes Himrich, again playing left field today for the Thunder. Salmon shrugs, another huge lead at second base. The payoff, swung on, elevated to once again shallow left field. Blake Sweat calls everybody off, settles underneath it, makes the play. Another goose egg inning for the Wasps. They go no runs on no hits, no errors. 1 runner's left on base, 5-4 going into the bottom of the third.
At Heber Park City Appliance, you're getting a dedicated team of professionals who go out of their way to keep your home running smoothly. And when we say team, we're talking about 40 years of winning service and reliability. We're here to boost your at-home satisfaction long after your purchase. So when it's fourth quarter and your fridge goes out, oh man, be confident knowing we're a team that will go the distance for you. Heber Park City Appliance in Heber City. Visit us online at HeberAppliance.com.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy, your local beauty school. Explore the art of cosmetology, barbering, hair design, basic aesthetics, master aesthetics, and nail tech programs. Visit bonniejosephacademy.edu to learn more and enroll today. Financial aid is available for qualifying students, and we offer flexible schedules and distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career at Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise. Bonnie Joseph Academy, Heber City.
Hungry for a mouth-watering, all-American comfort food? Look no further. Chubby's has just opened in Heber Valley, bringing you award-winning burgers and cheesesteaks made from 100% premium black Angus beef. With 9 Utah locations, our family-owned and operated restaurant knows how to satisfy your cravings. And don't forget to treat yourself to our delicious desserts. Come taste the difference today at Chubby's, located at 220 North Main Street. Chubby's Cafe, your neighborhood destination for the food you crave.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the third, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, your one-stop shop for gas, groceries, and goodies, located at 2nd North Main in Camas on your way at Mirror Lake Station Highway. Winners of Best In-State Donuts, Crew Baxter, Bridger Shaw, and then probably the freshman Tatentai. I think Mahoney's dealing with an injury after running into the fence in the first inning, and he has been exited out of the game. Strike one here to Baxter. Popped out. I see grounded out to the pitcher in his first at bat. He's now 2 for 4 on the season. And he'll take strike 2 as well. No balls, 2 strikes here to Baxter.
Yeah, Ty, I hope Grant's okay. I kind of saw the coaching staff running outside the dugout to go get some icy hot. And I was assuming that was probably for Grant, that they were trying to get taken care of. I mean, it could have been a few other guys in there as well, Ty, but hopefully it's not too severe of an injury and they're just being cautious.
Tried to go backdoor on the curveball. Not close enough. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If you do get to a point in this game, shoot, that's too good of a pitch to watch there, Ty.
That one's a backwards K for Baxter. That's second strikeout of the game for Stuckey. And that'll bring up Bridger Shaw, who popped out at the shortstop in his first at bat.
If you get what I was going to say, though, is if you get to a point where Grant's spot is coming back up, you can re-enter him as a starter into that spot to hit in. And so I think that's another reason. Coach McCoy likes his freshman Tatten, Tyler, and I think the kid can play. You saw a nice little play there in the first inning. But if you were to go to a different player in that spot now and hit, then Grant would be done. He couldn't re-enter at that point in the ball game, correct?
Yes.
And so it's another reason to give the freshman a chance here is you can re-enter Mahoney later on in the game if you needed to.
That one in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one bounces for ball 2. One of the Wasatch greats played on the team that ended up taking 5th at state a couple of years ago, knocking off Cottonwood and Jordan on their way. This one's going to go off the back of Bridger Shaw. Hit by pitch will be freebie number 5 and gives Wasatch the tying base runner on base and brings up the freshman Tatten. Jack Bluth down here, Type, had a nice career at Salt Lake Community College, now going to school at the University of Utah. Fun kid to coach. And his little brother looks just like him out there on the field.
Yeah, one of the things about Jack that's just so memorable when I think about him, Tyler, there's 2 things that come to mind.
Swung on by Tatton. It's going to be a lazy fly ball to center field, but it'll fall in front of the center fielder. And how about the freshman Tatton getting his first career hit?
I love it, Tyler. There's no intimidation there, right? Steps into the box. I'm ready to go. First pitch, single right back up the middle. Love what you're seeing out of the freshman. But with Jack, back to that, Tyler, is you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone that worked harder than Jack. And when he was younger, kind of Eddie's age, that freshman-sophomore age, when we were measuring exit velocity with him in the cage, it just jumped off his bat. And it caught a lot of people by surprise, but Jack was such a good athlete. He was a gymnast. And his upper body strength from being a gymnast was just so overpowering that he would catch a lot of teams by surprise at how hard he could hit it because the stature was a little bit smaller.
2-0 here to Eddie Bluth, who's now in the box. Speaking of the Blues, Eddie Bluth on the right-hand side. The pitch, that one out of the zone. 3-0 now the count. Braxton Fowler on deck. Wasatch trying to tie this one up. Tying run at second base, trailing 5-4. And that one, gets the outside corner for strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike.
So this umpire's been interesting, Tyler. I don't think he's done a terrible job here, but he's kind of predictable. It's at a really tight zone until you get to 3-0. And then he's been generous on 3-0 strike calls. So he wants to keep the at-bat going, give the pitcher a chance, but then he tightens them back up anytime it's not 3-0.
It's going to bring a trip to the mound from the Pocatello coach. Trips to the mound, once again brought to you by our third inning sponsor, Mirror Lake Station. And this might do it for Stuckey. Again, got to wonder how much depth they have. This is game 4 this weekend, first time out. Bases are loaded. This is rare. The coach of Pocatello wants to discuss things with the umpire.
Yeah, maybe a rule situation going on here, Tyler. I don't know if you, coming from a different state, if Idaho has some different rules too, and that could be part of the conversation as well as, hey, this would normally be where we have to do something in our state. What's the rule down here in this tournament?
I'm wondering if it's been chippy between both teams, and I wonder if that was part of the conversation, Ty, is there was a conversation between what's being said between both dugouts and trying to calm it down. Not sure.
Well, this shortstop of Pocatello is not shy at coming back at the Wasatch dugout, Tyler. So not sure who's starting it, but there's been a lot of talk going on.
That is really interesting because the Pocatello coach really didn't say anything to his pitcher. Went out there, talked to the umpire, and then went back to the dugout. We're ready to go. It's Braxton Fowler comes in hitting .400 this game. Struck out in his first at bat. And that one will be low for ball 1. That one's in there for a strike on the inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the sophomore Fowler. It's Shaw at third, Tatton at second, and Bluth at first. 1 away. It's been strikeout, hit by pitch, single walk in the inning. This one's going to be swung on. It's back up the middle. It's a base knock for Fowler. Wasatch is going to try to score 2. No, they'll hold up the runner at third base. Good job there from Tatton on the base running, and an RBI single for Fowler. He continues to swing it well, and it's now a 5-5 ball game.
Braxton's been so good to start the season off, Tyler. And his reps as a freshman, I think, paid off big in this season, Tyler. First half of the season, he was kind of around 100 on his batting average, but the last half he was over 300, really hit well at the end of the year, and it's just carried over now, over 400 to start this season into game number 7 here today. He's been great.
Strike 1 here to Kyron Stocking, was hit by pitch and scored in his last at bat. Takes ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Stocking playing second base. Good speed all around the base pass here for Wasatch. You still have the bases loaded with only 1 away. That one misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, if Pocatello can't get double play here on Stocking, they're going to have a big decision to make with Brown coming up for a third time with runners in scoring position, and he was on the barrel in his last at bat, Tyler. Had Stuckey timed up, and you could have some fireworks waiting on deck if Pocatello doesn't make a pitching change.
3 balls, 1 strike here to Stocking. Swung on and fouled off. That'll fill up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. As mentioned, Brown on deck, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs already today.
Saki's been good hitting that right side of the field.
That one low and outside. It'll be another walk. That's the third of the inning, 7th on the day. And Wasatch takes the lead after falling down 5-0. They score 1 in the first, 3 in the second. Have scored 2 now here in the bottom of the third with Austin Brown in the box with the bases loaded.
Both teams with more runs than hits. Wasatch 6 runs on 4 hits. And Pocatello 5 runs on no hits. It's been that kind of game. So you've got 11 runs on the board with only 4 hits in the ball game.
That one misses outside for ball 1 here to Brown. Steps in on the left-handed side of the batter's box. Pickoff move to third base. Don't see that very often. He's safe.
I don't think the third baseman was quite ready for it either, Ty.
Base is juiced for Brown, the freshman. The pitch. That one gets the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good leave there from Austin, Ty. The ball's up in the zone when you want to attack, but it's on the outer half, and he's looking for something he can get the bat head through and pull over to that right side of the field.
1-1 goes with the off speed, lands that one as well. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Brown. Blake Sweat on deck, 1 away, bases loaded. It's a 6-5 lead for the Wasps. Back to the off speed, a lazy fly ball that's going to land in the infield. The throw to first base isn't going to be in time. It's going to go in the book as a single. So after 96 off the bat on his last single, that one maybe 36 off the bat, but it works nonetheless.
Tyler, I mean, that ball didn't even make it to dirt on the fly ball, but it's all going to look the same in the scorebook.
It's his 3rd RBI on the day for Brown. Still bases loaded, only 1 away. 7-5 now the lead for Wasatch. Another trip to the mound from the coach.
And
that'll do it.
Change,
We'll go ahead and take a break. Wasatch takes the lead 7-5 here in the bottom of the third.
Hi, this is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol and drugs between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
Hi, this is Corbin Gordon from Gordon Law Group. I commonly get approached by people with the same question. Hey, do you guys do a particular type of law? The answer is almost always, yeah, we do that. We are the Valley's only full-service law firm that has been in business for over 20 years. We have 5 experienced attorneys who do estate work, litigation, business formation, real estate, water law, divorce, criminal defense, and many others. Gordon Law Group. Yeah, we do that.
Hey, Heber Valley, whether you're cheering on our high school team or enjoying a day in our beautiful valley, our community is stronger when we love local. Our local businesses are the heartbeat of Heber Valley, from your favorite cafe to the shop on the corner. When you shop local, you're supporting your neighbors and investing in the future of our community. So next time you're out and about, show some love. Shop, dine, and explore right here in Heber Valley. Brought to you by the Heber Valley Chamber of Commerce. Remember, love local. It makes all the difference. Visit gohebervalley.com/shop.
A home equity line of credit from UCCU makes it easy to access the equity in your home. And right now, UCCU is offering home equity lines of credit with no fees or closing costs. With increased home values, there is more equity to use for whatever you need. A wedding, a remodel, or whatever comes up. It's your equity, so it's entirely up to you. Start your application or learn more at uccu.com. Low rates, no fees, faster than ever. UCCU, love where you bank.
Pitching change again brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Swung on the first pitch, and it's fair. It's a fair ball down the left side. 1 run comes in, 2 runs come in. We're going to clear the bases. Blake Sweat continues to light it up on the base pass. Another triple for Blake Sweat. A 1-out, 3 RBI triple for the senior.
His 3rd triple on the season, Tyler. Found the corner and buried it in the corner. Stuckey, who just came out as the pitcher, just got tangled down there in the corner. The ball got stuck in the dirt, and he could not pick it up. Blake Sweat coming through again. Tyler leads the team in RBIs. He now leads the team in hits and is on the verge in leading the team in runs scored. He has had such a good start to the season.
6 runs in now in the inning. Wasatch has taken the 10-5 lead. Bring up Otis Sweat. He's 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch. Almost got hit by pitch again. Moves the count to 1 ball, no strikes.
I mean, Blake, the year is young, Tyler, but easily the MVP of Wasatch early on in the season. Ty leads the team in strikeouts per inning on the mound. And now leading the team in batting average, RPIs, hits. He's just been so good.
I think they said Otis swung at that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Put that one in the questionable category, but ties up the count at 1-1. Infield in for Pocatello, trying to keep this one close. Trailing 10-5. Swing and a miss. Swings over the top of the off speed for strike 2.
Ty, these Pocatello kids like to get a little chippy after the swing and miss. Pitchers stare down Otis for a while on that one.
It's Hemrich, who's on the mound, was playing left field, comes in. That one in there for strike 3. An off-speed pitch is going to be strikeout number 1 for Hemrich. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Pocatello, and it'll bring up Crew Baxter, who led off the inning with a strikeout. Now gets a chance for another RBI opportunity. Has 2 RBIs on the season in just 5 ABs. Steps in on the left-handed side of the batter's box. A little bit of a sidearm, more of a different angle there from Hemrich. That one's outside for ball 1. Bridgershaw on deck. Scored already in the inning. The 1-0, that one's on the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hemrich, deep breath, slide step delivery, swung on and fouled back. Moves count to 1-2. Six runs already here in the inning. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout, and that'll end the inning. But the damage is done. 6 runs on 4 hits, no errors. 1 runner is left on base. It's 10-5. Wasatch with the lead.
Big O Tires in Heber is your one-stop shop for tires and service. What was once Point S is now Big O Tires. Same service, but different name. We're locally owned and operated and want to help you get your vehicle ready to road trip this summer. Stop in for all your name brand tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, batteries, shocks, struts, and a whole lot more. Plus, Big O Tires offers financing options to fit any budget or any situation. Visit us today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service. Their team of expert technicians is passionate about bringing your car back to its original glory, no matter the size of damage. Their state-of-the-art facility is equipped with cutting-edge technology, ensuring precise and accurate repairs. They handle it all with precision and care.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the 4th brought to you by Heber Appliance. When you're down to your final out and your fridge goes out, turn your drop the ball into a touch-em-all at Heber Appliance Furniture and Mattress. We are your hometown team. Wasatch leads 10-5 on our Heber Appliance scoreboard. Gave up 5 in the first, but goose egg in the second and third, and then for Wasatch, 1 run in the first, 3 in the second, and 6 in the third. Leadoff batters Austin Brown and Blake Sweat, both with 3 RBIs apiece. Blake Sweat with 4 RBIs, including a base-clearing triple with the bases loaded. Tyson Dahl is going to come into the ball game. Sophomore's been a regular out of the bullpen early on for Wasatch. Been a good strike thrower. Looks like he's out there.
He's working on something, isn't he? Yeah, he's kind of working on something.
Week 1, Dahl came in through 1 2/3 innings, did not give up a run, 1 walk and 2 Ks. Last night, I don't have the stats from last night, but I believe through 2 innings of action for Dahl, gave up 3 runs in those 2 innings.
Yeah, he was a stabilizing force for Wasatch in that game that got out of hand. Gave him a chance to fight back in that one.
Tatton will stay in the game at first base.
Tight.
Sweat will stay in at catcher.
It's a bizarre game because Jack Salmon leaves without giving up a hit. Wasatch still got a no-hitter going, but it's a 10-5 game. I mean, it's a bizarre scenario that you have in this one. So I don't feel bad about jinxing it. If you've already given up 5 runs, I can say that there's no hitter going still for Wasatch.
Top of the 4th again, Wasatch 10-5.
Did you buy into those superstitions, Ty? Baseball superstitions. Can't talk about the no-hitter while it's going on.
Well, we've done it enough here on the broadcasting guy where we've said something.
I would expect a hit right here in the first batter because I just said it right. That's how the broadcast jinx works.
It's going to be the right fielder Myers who steps into the plate on the right-hand side. Dahl continuing to work out of the stretch. That one's in there for a strike. A lot of these younger guys working out of the stretch exclusively, not a lot of wind-up. I know you as a pitching coach, you like that, right?
I like that a lot.
Working out of the stretch.
Just simplify it for them. Some kids get so lost in their wind-up, Tyler. Just so much extra wasted motion. Gives you more and more chances to get your body out of rhythm when you're trying to deliver home.
And you felt it helped with guys getting on base, right? There's not a change. It's the same motion that you've been working with. 1-1. This one's going to be elevated to shallow center field. Brown coming up, and what a play from Austin Brown. He makes the snow cone catch, 1 away.
That's a really good play, Tyler. I thought for sure that ball was falling in, but I think he had another little wind action. It kind of flared that up, and Austin, with the closing speed, made that look really easy. It's not an easy play he just made.
Going to bring up the third baseman Newsom. Walked in his first at bat. Also steps in on the the left-handed side of the batter's box. Dahl gets ahead 0-1 with the pitch at the belt. No balls, 1 strike. Another pitch right there at the knees for strike 2. Dahl doing a good job mixing it up, inside, outside, changing levels as well with the pitches early on here in the top of the 4th. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ooh, that one actually looked pretty good, but gets away from Sweat for ball 1. The 1-2, try to go back inside, just misses the hitter, moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dahl doesn't like the sign. He's going to go step off the mound and we'll reset. Still hovering around 50 degrees down here in southern Utah. Girls lacrosse also down here this weekend. Lost to Snow Canyon last night. They will be playing Desert Hills today. Big swing and a miss from Tyson Dahl. First strikeout of the game for Dahl, 3rd for Wasatch, and that's out number 2. Brings us back up to the top of the order. Gisbrecht hit by pitch and scored in his first at bat. Has a stolen base as well. Tried to lay down a bunt in his second at bat. Ended up getting out. Let's see. Tried to go sacrifice. Went right back to the pitcher, and a great play from Sam was able to get the out. Misses on the first pitch. It's a 1-0 count. How about the navy and baby blue pinstripe that West Jordan's supporting here, Ty?
I kind of like that one. Looks good. You saying it like you don't like it.
Not sure I like it. I was always a traditionalist of white or gray. Like that, those were the 2 pants that were your options, the non-black. But I think it's grown on me a little bit, the new looks.
There's some lines that just should not be crossed. Seen a few of them in our region over the years. The all orange that Skyridge had.
You're not a fan.
The convicts, right? I mean, that was terrible. Did not like the convict look.
2-1. Do you like the all red?
The all red that Springville did were terrible. Didn't like the all red either.
3-1 the count now to the leadoff guy.
But these dark pinstripes, like the one Desert Hills had on last night, Tyler, I think that's a pretty good looking uniform. The ones West Jordan have look similar. Orem and Pocatello had very similar looking baby blue uniforms this morning against each other.
Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Fills up the count at 3-2 with 2 away. Game got started at 11 o'clock. We're at 12:54. This very well could be the last at bats here for 11:30. Start at 11:30. It's going to be a ground ball to Shaw. Shaw gets the long hop, throws it across the diamond to Tatton in time. Another goose egg inning, 1-2-3. Tyson Dahl does a good job coming in. And Wasatch retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Still 10-5 going into the 4th.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 20 years. They've recently been named the best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot or a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 78 years at the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
We at Guild Mortgage help people build personal wealth through real estate, be it your first home, next home, dream home, or investment property. At Guild Mortgage, we help you refinance for that lower interest rate, shorter term, or home remodel. At Guild Mortgage, we help you plan for retirement by owning multiple investment properties and can even add to your retirement plan with a reverse mortgage. We at Guild Mortgage believe everyone can own what matters.
It's game time! Let's do it! Ready?
Wasatch High School Sports on the radio with Ty and Ty on 94.5 The Beat.
Bottom of the fourth brought to you by Bonnie Joseph Academy, dedicated to providing the highest quality education to students and making sure they are fully prepared for a successful career in the beauty industry. Wasatch leads 10-5, 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 6 in the third. As we go into the fourth, Wasatch gave up 5 in the top of the first. Common theme so far this season for Wasatch is give up big first innings and then just gradually work your way back and then win ball games.
And they have won a lot of ball games. They're 4-2 on the season. Obviously trying to jump to 5-2 with the lead here in this one. And if you come out of the preseason tie with 5 or 6 wins, I think that's a pretty good preseason here for a young team. Be able to have a lot of confidence as they start turning the attention towards region play.
Bridger, Shaw, Tatton, and Bluth will lead it off for Wasatch. Bridger popped out to the shortstop, hit by pitch, and scored in his second at bat. Came into today's game 333 and 9 RBIs, which was second on the team. Working out of the windup is Himmerich, who stays on the mound after coming in. He spikes 2 straight pitches. Moves count to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Himmerich now go back to working out of the stretch. That one misses on the inside corner. Bridger trying to tell him he got hit again. 3-0 the count. Saw this last night that ended up, or yesterday in the Richfield game. 3 balls, no strikes. That one goes behind Shaw, and Shaw will trot down to the mound. His second walk of the day.
Yeah, Bridger took that one personally. Umpire said something to Bridger, and Bridger's talking back to him. It's been a little fiery here. So I'd like to know what's going through this pitcher's head, to be honest. I mean, he's had a couple interesting moments here in this game. He struck out a Wasatch hitter, and he did the umpire ring up there with him. A couple times he missed out on some calls on that last at bat, where he just get the ball and kind of wander back to the mound. He's just kind of...
Coach McCoy and the Pocatello coach having some words. Warning. Oh, they're going to put McCoy in the dugout, Ty.
He may go get his money's worth over here with the umpire on this one, Ty.
Yeah, I think I would too. Both coaches chirping back and forth at each other. (10-5). Warnings have been handed out to both dugouts, and we're ready to get back after it. Nobody out. Runner on first. And it's Trevin Tatton up in the box. He's singled in his last at bat and scored. Review that sequence, Ty. 2 pitches that were spiked into the dirt against Shaw, and then Shaw thought he got beamed on one on the arm. The next one went behind Shaw, and Shaw kind of looked at the pitcher. The pitcher's been kind of staring at the Wasatch hitters.
He hit him, yeah, last inning too, got hit.
Oh, that's right. Not by the same kid.
Different pitcher, yeah.
This one's in there for a strike to Tatton. Swung on and fouled off. 0-2 the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first. Pickoff move, not in time.
Ty, and I've been trying to think of the right words to describe what we're seeing, and I just can't come up with anything better than this just isn't a very good baseball team that Wasatch is playing. The way Pocatello goes about their business, just the way they execute things, even their mannerisms on the field is just not very good. And if you're Wasatch, you just don't need to stoop to their level. I mean, this team kind of feels like a little league emotional team that you're watching out here right now. And if you're Wasatch, just play the game the right way. You don't need to get into the chirping battle or the trash talking. You're a far superior team athletically on the field. Just keep doing what you do. You're going to be on the right side of the scoreboard at the end of this one.
Foul ball. Another foul ball is coming back our way. So Tatton continuing to battle. No balls, 2 strikes with a couple of foul balls. Now we'll see the 5th pitch of the at-bat. Hemrich still on the mound here for Pocatello. Both teams going with 2 pitchers so far through 4+ innings. Tatton back into the box. Shrug here from Hemrich. Delivers. That one misses low and outside. Ball 1.
Just to review the tournament, Wasatch, this is now 6 games in a row that they've scored in double figures going back to last tournament.
The 1-2, another nice piece of hitting from Tatton. Just doesn't get enough of it. It's a nice line drive that's going to carry all the way to the center fielder, and that'll be out number 1.
Ty, he looks like a nice bat, though, doesn't he, for a freshman? A couple good first at-bats for him in this game. On the barrel, up the middle. But Ty, comparing Wasatch, who now has scored 77 runs in their last 6 games. You look at Pocatello, this is their 4th game of the year, and they went a 7-0 loss, an 11-1 loss, a 14-3 loss, and now they're down 10-5 without a hit in this game. And so this Pocatello team, what I'm getting at is back to my point, just don't swim in the mud with the pig if you're Wasatch, right? Like, keep doing your thing, play your game, and go about your business.
Swing and a miss. He's not going to miss that one, though. Eddie Bluth is going to single to the right field side. Bridger Shaw is going to try to advance from first to third. Will advance to first and third. Another nice single there from Eddie Bluth. That's hit number 7 on the day for Wasatch, and they now have runners on the corners with 1 away. It's going to bring up Braxton Fowler. Another trip to the mound from the Pocatello coach. Trying to keep this one close. 10-5 the score. This is their 4th and last game. They'll head back up to Idaho. Fowler in his last at-bat singled up the middle and then ended up scoring. 1 for 2 on the day, hitting around 400 on the season. And that'll do it for Hemrich. And we'll take a break. Wasatch leads 10-5. Runners on the corners with 1 away.
Timberline Ace Hardware is committed to helping their neighbors and their communities, and because they're in the neighborhood, they can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Stihl, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in store, curbside, or they'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock with people that know how to help. Timberline Ace Hardware, serving the community for over 50 years.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hey Wasatch, it's Nicole with Mountain Refined. We are so excited to be supporting our local teams and all the sports that you guys are into. We wanted you to know a little piece of what we have. You can come on down, grab teacher gifts, protein powder, and even rent that tuxedo for junior prom. Did you guys know that? Shop local and support us. We love being a part of this community. Go Wasatch, 480 North Main Street, right here in Heber.
You'll always find the best deals and expert service at your local Napa Auto Parts store. We offer expert service in helping you find the parts you're looking for your current project, as well as Milwaukee tools. We can also help you with most motorsport, RV, and vehicle battery needs at your local Napa Auto Parts store in Heber City.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Coulter Wheatley on the mound now for Pocatello. Wasatch leading 10-5. Runners on the corners, 1 away. And it's Braxton Fowler who singled up the middle in his last at-bat. Wheatley, tall drink of water here on the mound for the Thunder. He misses everything. It's going to get away. Bridger Shaw will come in and score. Give Wasatch the 11-5 lead. Eddie Bluth will advance to second base as well.
Wheatley does have an appearance on the season here. He's already pitched in this tournament, Ty. Went 1 inning, gave up 1 run, 2 walks. Did have a strikeout, faced 7 batters. And so wild is maybe a word you could use to describe Wheatley here on the mound in his short outing that he had earlier this season.
Delivers. That one's going to be above the belt for ball 2. 2-0 the count here to Fowler. It's the bottom of the 4th. Wasatch again has scored in every inning in the game today. 1 run in the first, 3 in the second, 6 in the third, and just pushed off their first run here in the 4th with still only 1 away. That one misses outside. 3-0 now the count.
This has the feeling of a game, Tyler, where Wasatch, and I think Coach McCoy was getting after this with his team after the umpires kind of get after Coach McCoy, said finish it right now. Like, let's not do this anymore with this team. So Wasatch would love to get 4, 5, 6 runs on the board here in this inning and be able to activate that 10-run mercy rule, and then you're just 3 outs away in the top of the 5th inning. So that's kind of the target here if you're Wasatch. Still a long ways to go, Tyler. Only have 1 runner on base. You still need 4 more runs to get to that point, but got 8, 9 coming up, then back to the top of the lineup. It's definitely doable.
Ball 4. Braxton Fowler will reach base for the second time today, and that'll move us to Kyron Stocking. Hit by pitch and a walk in his 2 plate appearances so far today. Comes in over 400, has 2 RBIs, and has an RBI opportunity here with runners on first and second, and the freshman Austin Brown on deck. 8th walk of the day for, maybe the 9th walk of the day for Pocatello.
Yeah, I got those numbers right here for you, Tyler. It's 6 walks and 3 hit by pitches.
Yeah, so 9th freebie. Long look at second base. The pitch, that one low for ball 1. Corners playing in here for the Thunder.
Not been a good start here for Wheatley, Tyler. He's really not missing anywhere close to the zone. Be tough as a hitter, right, to kind of fall into complacency, fall asleep, see if Stocking can stay ready.
And pickoff attempt to no avail. Keep the runners at first and second. Eddie Bluth at second, Fowler at first. 2 sophomores with the senior Kyron Stocking in the box. Wheatley comes set, takes a second look and delivers. That one swung on. Great piece of hitting. That's another single to the right side. Eddie Bluth's going to try to score from second. Right fielder bobbles it. He's not going to get it in time. Fowler advances to third. An RBI single for senior Kyron Stocking pushes the score to 12-5.
It's a good piece of hitting from Kyron because, as I talked about, Tyler, your pitcher's not really missing anywhere close. And Kyron doesn't try to do too much. He's ready for it. The strike is coming over the outer half of the plate, and he just drives it the other way, which he does so well as a hitter. In fact, if you got a guy coming up for a hit-and-run scenario, he might be the ideal pick for Wasatch because that's the spot you want to hit, and he's so good at keeping his hands inside the baseball and driving the ball the other way.
2 singles on the day for Brown. Flew out in his first at-bat. He's got 3 RBIs and a run scored. Runner's going to go on the first pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Stolen base is successful, so runners on second and third. Now for Brown, a 0-1 count. Wheatley comes set. Nobody on first. 1 away. That one gets the outside corner for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes here to Brown.
That's a good pitch, Ty. That's a good pitch. That started that ball outside of the zone and wrapped it back in.
Blake Sweat on deck. Also has 4 RBIs on the game today. The 0-2 to Brown. That one way out of the zone. Misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dahl staying loose in the bullpen, currently in relief. Wheatley takes a look at the base runners, now comes set. The 1-2. Swung on, roped foul down the right side. Will keep the count at 1-2. Mentioned to tie 2 freshmen. Let's see, 2 sophomores, a couple of juniors, a couple of seniors. Across the board for Wasatch. Showing a lot of depth down here these first 2 weekends. The 1-2 goes back. This one's going to be a fly ball to right field. Kind of off the end of the bat. It's going to be deep enough, though. The sacrifice fly will bring in the 4th RBI of the game for Austin Brown, and Wasatch takes the 13-5 lead.
I like that at bat, Tyler. Austin, he had a couple of really tough pitches that got him down 0-2, and he hung in there, had a mistake that he was able to rip foul. But really, you're doing a job, right? And the pitching is going to keep getting better and better that he faces over the course of the season. And so you've got to, when you've got runners in scoring position, you've got to be able to drive them in. And a fly ball deep into the outfield is going to get the job done there. That's a quality at bat from the freshman.
It's going to bring up Blake Sweat. Swings at the first pitch, misses it. It's going to be shallow right field. Tough play. Second baseman's not going to be able to come up with it. Another single for Blake Sweat. And another run batted in. He's got 5 RBIs now on the day, and Wasatch now has a 14-5 lead. Tyron Stocking comes in to score. So now runner on first is Blake Sweat, represents the 10th run.
Going to have a pinch hitter here, Ty. Micah Dahl coming up.
Micah Dahl will hit 4-0 to Sweat, and then Hafen also on deck will be hitting for Crew Baxter. And that one goes behind Dahl for ball one.
Hafen and Dahl have been two of your better bats over the course of the season, Tyler. Again, two guys around that 400 mark. And Sweat and Baxter both struggled in this game for whatever reason. It's not been the theme over the course of the season for those two, but Pocatello's had their number. So Coach McCoy going to end it right here. He wants to get that 10-run lead, putting in two of his hotter bats.
Little hit and run action. Blake Sweat goes. Micah Dahl fouls it off. 1-1 now the count. I think you mentioned, Ty, 6 stolen bases on the year for Blake Sweat.
Yeah, Ty, and I wonder if that was a hit and run. Micah was certainly trying to pull that ball, or if that was a run and hit. And they are different, right? With 2 outs, you don't need to worry about having to retreat on a ball in play. And so you can start your hitter in motion and then just kind of give the green light to your hitter when the runner's going there.
That one misses outside. So 2-1 now the count. Still 2 away. Wasatch leading 14-5. Wheatley comes set, takes a look at Sweat. Sweat's going to go on the 2-1. Another foul ball keeps the count or moves the count to 2-2. Blake getting his sprints in on this at bat.
Yeah, it's good for him.
Keep the legs warm.
He's got to keep that pitching arm, loose and active, and see if he gets game number 4 here of the weekend against West Jordan next.
Have Hafen that still hasn't thrown. Allen goes behind Dahl again, and Sweat will be able to advance to second base.
Yeah, so now you're a hit away from getting that 10-run lead with Sweat on second base and 2 outs. If you get a hit out of the infield, he should be able to score on that one.
Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Dahl in the box with Wasatch leading 14-5. This team is putting up double-digit runs now for 6 straight games. This is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond in time on the 6-3 putout. And that'll move the score 14-5 as we wrap up the 4th inning and move into the 5th.
Here at Country Gardens and Nursery, we hope that you feel that you are home when you are away from home as you go around our perennial floor checking out the newest and latest for beauty for your garden, as you wander into our indoor plant shop, seeing the possibility of what could be yours. Stop by Country Gardens and Nursery, your home away from home. 1401 US 189, Heber City, Utah. And don't forget to check us out on social media for quick tips and tricks throughout the season.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
Check out the Fit Stop Health Club. It's more than a great facility. Their employees and staff create a comfortable, caring, supportive place for men and women of all ages, as well as their families, to work out. They have your tanning beds, massage, and personal trainers. Find your new groove. Jump into their therapy pool with endless laughs. They have Group X classes with nationally certified and specially trained instructors. See what the Fit Stop offers. Go to their website at fitstophealthclub.com. For more information, call 654-2131.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the fifth, brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law. The Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm who invests in their clients the best knowledge and experience needed for all areas of the law. First look this season at sophomore Braxton Fowler on the mound, one of the leading pitchers last year for Wasatch, coming off a little bit of some arm troubles. Starts it off well there. Strike one, and now a ground ball at the middle. It's Hafen who's a shortstop. He covers some ground, throws it across the diamond like he's been there before. The senior makes the play.
I love it. So smooth, acting like that's been his position all a long time, but he's been a catcher. That's where he's played, and then they moved him to third base, and now over at shortstop, but the ball finds you, right? You enter the game, and it finds you immediately. Expect maybe Armendariz to see a little action here as he's just entered into left as well. Good start for Braxton.
Another strike, moves 3 pitches, 3 strikes. He can fill up the count or fill up the zone. Have the number 3 hitter McElroy, who struck out and popped out in his first 2 at-bats. That one outside, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, Brax throws about low 80s. Tyler is where he tops out at. But he can mix in multiple pitches, and you said it, he fills up the zone, which you love as a coach.
Another foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter. Wasatch leading by 9 after falling down 5-0. Tries to go with the off speed, which bounces in front of the plate for ball 2. Baller working out of the stretch, delivers, goes back to the off-speed, swing and a miss. Gravity Coalition strikeout for Braxton Fowler, number 4 on the day for the Wasatch pitching staff. First of the season for Fowler.
Oh, you know what I really love about that is Braxton just clearly had a plan in his mind, Tyler. He shook off on that pitch. And I was watching the coaches over there, Tyler, and it looked like they were kind of letting him call that sequence. Coaches just radioed in something to the catchers on this one. But Braxton knows where he wants to go and what he wants to do in this scenario.
It's the starting pitcher, who's now in left field, Stuckey. Walk. Has scored once. Got caught stealing in his last at-bat, or last time on the base pass. 1-1 the count. Strike 1, ball 1. 1-1 misses low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Goes back to the off-speed, another ground ball at the middle. It's Hafen, fills it into the glove, throws it across the diamond to Tatton. And another 1-2-3 inning for the Wasps. They'll take the 14-5 lead into the bottom of the 5th. We'll keep it here for the 5th inning stretch, brought to you by Guild Mortgage. As the Guild Mortgage loan officer, Tom Stone is committed to helping his clients understand their options for real estate financing and assisting them to make solid home loan decisions that meet their needs at Guild Mortgage. Ty, throw it over to you.
I want to shout out Hafen. How about he just looks like he belongs over there at shortstop, doesn't he? Did such a good job there. A couple putouts in that inning. Excellent game. This is going to be one of the more bizarre games that you've seen here, Tyler. A 14-5 lead for Wasatch heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Wasps actually have a no-hitter going in this game right now. They fell down 5-0 in the first without giving up a single hit. In fact, I don't think a ball left the infield for Pocatello until the 2nd inning. But Wasatch has been able to battle back. They scored 1 in the bottom of the 1st, 3 in the bottom of the 2nd, 6 in the bottom of the 3rd, and 4 in the bottom of the 4th. So Wasatch has scored in every inning here. 14 runs on the board for the Wasps now, and they lead 14-5 in this game. Jack Salmon got the start for Wasatch, went 3 innings for Wasatch. Tyler threw 75 pitches, gave up those 5 runs in the first, had 5 walks and 2 hit by pitches. Dahl came in, gave some nice relief there for 1 inning pitched, and he was able to hold Pocatello right where they were at. And then Fowler, you can see Tyler so quick and so smooth in that 5th inning. And Wasatch has a chance to put this one away with 1 run in the bottom of the 5th. I want to jump over to some of the guys who have done well at the plate, Tyler. You've already mentioned a few of them. Blake Sweat with 5 RBIs on the game. Austin Brown with 4 RBIs on the game. Sweat, 2 hits, one of those being a bases-clearing triple when the bases were loaded, and Brown with a couple hits on the day as well, and runners in scoring position both times he's been able to get hits there. So Sweat and Brown have driven in 9 out of the 14 runs for Wasatch. Stocking, though, has had a nice game, Tyler. 2 RBIs for Kyron Stocking, who got the start at second base. Braxton Fowler also has an RBI on the day. And that's your 5th inning stretch recap. Wasatch leading 14-5 over Pocatello, Idaho.
Again, that brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Wasatch already with, we got 3 10-run wins right on the season. 10-run Logan, 10-run Skyview, 10-run Richfield, and now we're 1 run away from doing the same thing here to Pocatello. With 1 game still to go, following this one at 2 o'clock start will be Wasatch taking on West Jordan. That'll be the second best matchup of this tournament, right? Wasatch took on Desert Hills last night, lost 12-10 in a thriller. And we'll look to improve to 6-1, or excuse me, to 6-2 in that one.
New pitcher on the mound for Pocatello, Newsome, and he's been playing third base, but being DH'd for. Wheatley's going to move over to third base.
I think this is Adams Ty that's on the mound. Newsome I thought was number 5. Was I looking at the wrong? It's a foul ball for an 0-1 count. It is Haven with his first at bat.
I hate to correct the play-by-play guy, but yeah, I think you were looking at 5 because he was playing third base, which is you're not wrong. Yeah, Newsome here on the mound.
11 for some reason out there as well. Old man out here. This one's going to be roped. Third baseman's going to get out of the way of that one. Let Hafen take a single, and that'll be a leadoff guy in the winning run for Wasatch now on first base.
Olé on that ball, right? I mean, that's just jumping out of the way to the left. He has the body on that. Haven hit it right at him, but he took a step to the right and just whiffed as the ball went sailing by.
Bring up Bridger Shaw now. Bridger, pop out, hit by pitch, walk in his 3 at-bats. It's the 10th hit of the day for the Wasps. Big swing and a miss from Shaw. Not on time there. Coach McCoy teasing him a little bit that he was looking into the dugout on that swing. 0-1 the count.
Wind has died down here.
Yeah, I might be able to shred one of my 3 coats that I'm wearing. No balls, 1 strike. The delivery from Newsome outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count.
Ty, I gave you earlier on in the game a chance.
Okay, I think we're going to get a balk call here. Is no pause from the pitcher.
Gave you a chance to use one word to describe the game when we were at a 5-1 game in the second inning with no hits for Pocatello. And you went with
I went with
early,
sloppy and early, like just early game.
You got a chance. I'm going to give you it now. We're into the bottom of the 5th. Wasatch up 14-5. What's your one word you'd use to describe it at this point?
Expected now. Like, I'm just expecting Wasatch to put up crooked numbers every single inning as they've started this season. They've fallen behind in multiple games. They continue to just show us that they can put up double-digit numbers on the scoreboard.
Can I give you a word that I think is relevant here, too? It's depth.
Yeah.
Right? The depth. Mahoney went out injured. Tatton came in.
Singles, RBI.
Has done a job, right? You've seen Dahl on the mound be able to help stabilize when Wasatch needed some help. Hafen coming in, getting a hit in relief for Baxter. It's just been depth. This team has a lot of depth, and it's hard as a coach there, Tyler. It's a good problem to have, but you've got more than 9 guys that are deserving to be on the field every game, and that's a hard thing to have to balance between. But credit to Wasatch and Coach McCoy, because these guys they're filling their role when they get a chance to play, and they're doing the best they can in their moment. And if you can really buy in as a team with this depth, you're just going to win a lot of baseball games. Kyron Stocking, right, didn't get the start in the last game for Wasatch, but he's delivered here, getting the start in this game at second base.
3-2. That one's going to get Bridger. That's the second time he's been hit today, and then he walked on a pitch that was behind him. So that'll put runners on first and second, nobody out, and the freshman Tatton, who's 1 for 2 today, will come up to the plate.
Did that hit him, Ty? Got to figure out how to put it in the book. Another hit by pitch.
They didn't let the runner advance.
Well, let's see if the freshman can get the game-winning hit.
Little walk-off action. Wasatch already with a walk-off in the game in this tournament against Richfield in the bottom of the 5th. A swing and a miss here to Tatton with Eddie Bluth on deck.
Hit may not do it, Ty. Pocatello playing correctly so, very shallow. And why I say correctly so, a ground ball single, you want to make sure you have a chance to field and throw the runner out at home knowing that's the game winner.
This one swung on. It's going to come back towards me. Almost making the play.
Had a great play in the crowd down here. Had a good chance at it, just out of the glove.
0-2 now the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Working out of the stretch is Newsom, and a nice protection swing there from Tatton. Just fouls it off to see another one. Nice job there from Tatton. Eddie Bluth on deck, singled in his last at bat. Tatton again on the left-hand side of the batter's box, steps in there, down 0-2. Newsom comes set and will deliver the 0-2. Swung on. It's going to be a lazy ground ball to the second baseman. Second baseman will flip it to the shortstop. Shortstop to first base. Oh, they call him out at first.
Whoa, that was a miss by a step, Tyler. Need some help from the home plate umpire on that one.
And
that was not even close.
Didn't think that one was close either. Instead, as it stands right now, 2 away, the winning run on third base now with Eddie Bluth up.
I think Coach McCoy is going to try to get some help on the appeal. This hasn't worked well for baseball coaches over the years too often when they're trying to get an appeal. But that one's just clearly missed, Tyler. It just wasn't even close. Tatton was by a full step by the time the ball got there. And that's a big difference, Ty, because you've got a runner on third with less than 2 outs. There's over a 90% chance that runner scores in the inning, and that would end the game. When you drop down to 2 outs, those numbers drop significantly in the ball game. So this is a pretty big call in this moment.
Yeah, they're not going to change the call, Tyler, and you can ask for it, but it's just not going to happen. And so they're going to still say that it's out. So it's going to bring up Eddie Bluth with 2 outs. Needs a base knock in order to try to win this thing. It's 14-5. Wasatch well in control, winning by 9. But looking for the run rule victory.
Yeah, let's put that in the bad call category, Tyler. I mean, that one's as bad as we've seen down here this weekend.
Hafen on third, representing the winning run. Bluth will swing at the first pitch, and that's not going to get it done. Third baseman's going to come over, make a play in foul territory, and we're going to have to play another inning. 14-5 the score as we wrap up the 5th. That's the first goose egg inning of the game for Wasatch. And we'll take a break and be back with the 6th.
At Heber Park City Appliance, you're getting a dedicated team of professionals who go out of their way to keep your home running smoothly. And when we say team, we're talking about 40 years of winning service and reliability. We're here to boost your at-home satisfaction long after your purchase. So when it's fourth quarter and your fridge goes out, oh man, be confident knowing we're a team that will go the distance for you. Heber Park City Appliance in Heber City. Visit us online at heberappliance.com.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy, your local beauty school. Explore the art of cosmetology, barbering, hair design, basic aesthetics, master aesthetics, and nail tech programs. Visit bonniejosephacademy.edu to learn more and enroll today. Financial aid is available for qualifying students, and we offer flexible schedules and distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career at Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise. Bonnie Joseph Academy, Heber City.
It's game time! Let's do it! Ready?
Wasatch High School Sports on the radio with Ty and Ty on 94.5 The Beat.
Top of the 6th brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Stop on in for sales and services. Visit them at their store in Midway or visit them at gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Braxton Fowler still on the mound here for Wasatch. He'll swing at the first pitch. That one's fouled off behind us for strike 1. Wasatch 3 outs away on this one. This will be the last inning due to time limit. Nice spot there. Moves the count to 0-2. So Vaughn, who will lead it off here for Pocatello. It's It's 5-6-7 up in the lineup. Tries to go upstairs, misses, and that'll move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nice piece of hitting there. It's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Goes underneath Bridger's legs. We'll rule that an error, right? So it keeps it at the no-hitter, still intact. Is that safe to say there, Ty?
Yeah, Ty, and we can say it's for the no-hitter, but that's definitely an error. I mean, that's right through the middle of the legs, the wickets, as they say there. And Bridger just expected it to hop up and anticipated, and it didn't. And it just went right below the glove. Just one of those balls that hugged the dirt the entire way.
It'll bring up Hemrick. Played left field, now at third base. Also was on the mound for a moment there for Desert Hills Thunder. Another hit, and there you go. That breaks up the no-no as it's a base knock over the second baseman's head. Wasatch getting a little bit lazy here. Runner's going to try to advance to second base. Stocking picks it up, throws, and Pocatello has runners on second and third with nobody out.
This is what they did in their first game today against Orem, Tyler. That game was 14-1. And then they got some cheap ones late in the game on just sloppy play from Orem. And you're kind of seeing the same thing start to unravel here in this one.
Coach McCoy, I think, wisely comes out and says, hey, let's nip this thing in the bud. 14-5 the score. Wasatch leading by 9. 3 outs away due to time limit from getting the victory. Then they will turn around and play again against West Jordan. But you want to keep the momentum, right? You want to keep the momentum going into that game, too. They'll separate. Your infield right now, Bridger, Shaw still at third base. Colton Hafen playing short. Kyron Stocking is Patton, the freshman, playing first base. Otis Sweat behind the dish, the junior. Pitch in there for strike 1 from Faller, who's continuing to work out of the stretch. The hitter.
Got a new hitter
one,
in
right?
here, Tyler. Yeah, Mitch Ling.
He'll take strike 1 and strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners on second and third. Baller, a longer pause this time. Delivers.
Ooh.
Not sure where that one was. Almost looked like Otis got crossed up a little bit on that one.
Yeah, he didn't try to stick it, Tyler, and I think that might have caused the lack of a third strike call.
It's a 1-2 count now. The pitch swung on well behind that one, but gets a piece of it and fouls it off into the softball field on the right side.
I think this is a high fastball candidate here, Tyler, watching that swing. If you can get it up right about the numbers, I think that's a strikeout waiting to happen.
1-2, goes down again, fouls it off again, keeps the count still at 1-2.
Or you can go breaking pitch on the outside. I think either one could get the job done here. Just not middle in.
Goes to the offside or the off speed and freezes, and that'll be strikeout number 2 for Faller. Wasatch 2 outs away from getting their 5th victory on the season.
Yeah, I don't think Mitchling there has seen a pitch like that before. Just watching how he swung there in that game, I think he's fairly inexperienced, a little young in his baseball development. Braxton's got a great hammer and able to put him out on that one.
It's going to be the big lefty Myers, grounded out to the second baseman, popped out to the center fielder in his 2 at-bats today. Takes strike 1. That one in the dirt. Sweat smothers it. 1-1. That one at the knees for strike 2. 1-2 now the count. See Faller back out there on the mound. Worked out of the windup a little bit last year. This year just going straight stretch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch went upstairs. Myers thought about it. Holds up. 2-2 now the count. Goes back to the off speed. Fouls it off into the batter, and that'll keep the count at 2-2.
So you've got your 8-9 hitters here for Wasatch. Obviously, that's the ideal scenario to get out of this game with a win. You need 2 outs. You've got the bottom of the lineup here for Pocatello, which has not been effective for them here today. And Braxton's the right guy to get it done, Tyler. You just notice a different pace, a different kind of rhythm with him on the mound. He's got a lot of experience. And again, I would say he's right up there as one of the best arms that the Wasps have this year.
Another strikeout looking, gets the outside corner. Strikeout number 3 for Braxton Faller. And we're now down to the final out here for the Wasps. Another lefty steps into the box. Stocking will adjust a little bit over to the right-hand side. Trevin Tatton playing deep at first base. That one in at the belt for strike one. Swung on, good barrel, but foul, way foul down the right side. No balls, 2 strikes. Fowler comes set. And delivers the 0-2. And that'll do it. Strikeout. Braxton Fowler, 3 straight strikeouts to end this one in the top of the 6th. Wasatch gets the victory, 14-5. We'll have a quick Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show coming up.
Hungry for mouth-watering, all-American comfort food? Look no further. Chubby's has just opened in Heber Valley, bringing you award-winning burgers and cheesesteaks made from 100% premium black Angus beef. With 9 Utah locations, our family-owned and operated restaurant knows how to satisfy your cravings. And don't forget to treat yourself to our delicious desserts. Come taste the difference today at Chubby's, located at 220 North Main Street. Chubby's Cafe, your neighborhood destination for the food you crave.
Hi, this is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol and drugs between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
It's game time! Let's do it! Ready?
Wasatch High School Sports on the radio with Ty and Ty on 94.5 The Beat.
Another victory for Wasatch brought to you by Chubby's. New to the Heber Valley, family-owned and operated, 9 Utah locations using 100% premium Angus beef. And now time for the Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show, who are all about being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience. Ty, throw it over to you for our game summary.
Well, Ty, this was a weird one. 6-inning game. Wasatch only gave up 1 hit, but ends up winning 14-5 in this one. The Wasps had a lot of free passes in the early part of the game, 5 walks on the day, 2 hit by pitches. And the Wasps gave up a few runs early on, but they stabilized late in the game. They end up with 7 strikeouts as a pitching staff. But really the hitting was impressive here for Wasatch, Tyler. When you look at the bats, Wasatch scored in every inning other than the 5th inning. And they put up a 1-3-6-4 on the board to get that 14-5 win. The ones that are going to jump off the paper for you, Blake Sweat gets a couple hits on the day and 5 RBIs. Austin Brown a couple hits and 4 RBIs. But, Ty, to me, the real story of this game is the 7, 8, 9 hitters of Wasatch. You can even include Mahoney and Tatton in there, too, so I think you probably should. The 6, 7, 8, 9. You look at those guys, they were on base 10 times today between 6 through 9. And so Sweat and Brown, to be able to get those 9 RBIs between them, you have to have someone in front that's getting on base. And so easy to give Sweat the nod or Brown the nod as kind of the offensive juggernauts here, and they delivered when you needed it. But I'm going to shout out those guys down at 6, 7, and 8. So that's Mahoney and Tatton in the 6th spot, Bluth at 7, Fowler at 8, and then Stocking at 9. They were awesome, Tyler, finding their way on the bags today for Wasatch, and that's how the Wasps were able to get to a 14-5 win.
Summary brought to you by Robar's Collision. Keys to the game also brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health. And Ty, you already mentioned some of the names. Let's throw out some Country Gardens and Nursery players of the game.
Well, Ty, you can't ignore 5 RBIs. And so Blake Sweat's going to be your offensive player of the game. 5 RBIs on the day. He continues his tear, a single and a triple in order to drive in those runs. And you got to give credit to Austin Brown, 2 hits to drive in 4 runs as well. So it was a good day for both of those guys at the plate. But ultimately, Blake Sweat is your offensive player of the day. And defensively, Tyler, I know it was short-lived, but how about Colton Hafen? There weren't a lot of balls in play here for Pocatello over the course of the day, and Hafen came in late at shortstop, and he made it look easy and smooth out there, Tyler. And I'm going to give Hafen the nod over there as our defensive player and our defensive sub of the game.
Brought to you by Heber's only locally owned and operated plant nursery. Country Garden and Nursery has everything you need to keep your garden in top shape. Don't forget to stop by their indoor plant and decor shop. Ty, do you have a Wasatch Snap Auto Parts play of the game?
Yeah, the triple from Blake Sweat, Tyler. The game at that point was still fairly close, and Blake just busted it wide open. It was 7-5. Pocatello just made a pitching change, and on the very first pitch, Blake rips it down the line, and the game was over at that point. It kind of put the nail in the coffin for Pocatello, and that's got to be the key moment.
Wasatch will win 14-5. We're going to throw back for some more great music. One more game coming up on this 4-game set for Wasatch. They're set to take on West Jordan. That will be first pitch at 2 o'clock. Thank you for listening to 94.5 The Peak.
You've been listening to high school baseball on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.